I found my calling for weather while reporting in Great Falls, Montana. What makes that area challenging to forecast is unique weather from peaks to valleys around the Rocky Mountains. Now I'm trading in my ski boots for rain boots. Being from Georgia and having family in Florida, it's great to be back in the Southeast and help you enjoy all the things that make the Big Bend and South Georgia so amazing. So whether you're heading out to Wakulla Springs or if it's harvest time in Decatur County, I'm here to make sure you're the first to know before the weather changes.
First to know meteorologist Elizabeth Copeland.
It's time for Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Breaking down game-changing plays, momentum-shifting moves, the inside scoop on the team, and what's next for the Noles. It's the ultimate FSU football experience. Live from Couches in the heart of Tallahassee, ABC 27 presents Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Sponsored by these businesses.
Start to the 2023 campaign for Mike Norvell and his Florida State football team, off to a tremendous beginning at 4-0, 2-0 in ACC play. The bye week is in the books, and Norvell's Noles are chomping at the bit to get back out and don the garnet and gold. And like Dorothy said in The Wizard of Oz, there is no place like home, Coach. It is great. We missed you. It's great to see you back here with everybody at Couches in College Town. Good evening, Coach. How are you, sir?
No, it's great seeing everybody tonight. And, coming off last week, it was good to have the bye week. It's a big win going on the road. Be able to defeat Clemson there, at their place. I mean, what a game! I mean, it was felt all the emotions. A lot of adversity that showed up, but like I told our team afterwards, they showed heart. They showed toughness, and they showed belief. And it was one of the best sidelines that we had, and just how our guys were there for each other throughout. We saw swings where the defense didn't start off as good as we'd liked. The offense came back and responded in the second quarter, and then what a performance by our defense there in the second half. Obviously the big play with Kalen DeLoach on the sack fumble, and then taking it back for a touchdown. And no better way to end it there in overtime. Keon and Jordan connected for the big touchdown, and then the defensive stop. So it really saw all phases. Getting a chance to make an impact, and just so proud of our team for what they were able to do. And we needed the bye week. It was definitely a heck of a September. You mentioned it's great getting a chance to get back home here this week, because going three out of the 4 on the road. I mean, it was definitely a challenge, but proud of our players.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know, even though Orlando and Noles fans, you guys took over Orlando like we knew you would, was a fantastic environment. It was a road type of feel for your team from just an operations standpoint. You're in the hotel, you're traveling 3 of the 4 weekends, like you mentioned. Could you feel it, the effects of it, dealing with all the things you had to deal with, getting ready for some tough games, and coming out of there the way you did?
Yeah, I mean, we played one of the toughest schedules in the month of September, plus having to do that on the road. There are so many logistical things. We had a short week that was thrown into that. There was just a lot of different dynamics in how we had to operate and all the things that go into it. But it was good to get to the bye week. Had some guys that had some bumps and bruises. That was good for them to be able to heal up. But then we had a great practices. I was so proud of our team. They came out Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, and I mean, it was tough. It was physical. It was fast. You're working to continue to improve, and that's been our focus. It's truly about us to sit here at 4-0 and to know that we still have not played our best game. There's a lot of areas for improvement and growth, but like I challenged our team, it's our responsibility as coaches, players, everybody involved to go take the proper steps to continue to get better so that we can put it on display, and that's what we're looking for. Is this week we want to see that. Another big step taken, and it's great to be able to do it in Doe Campbell Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a great show for you here tonight, live from Couches in College Town. All of our closest friends are here. We're having some fun and getting ready for coming out of that bye week to face Virginia Tech Saturday afternoon at 3:30 Eastern kick. Ryan Fitzgerald will be here later on in the show. Ladies and gentlemen, he has done a tremendous job kicking the football for this Florida State football team. And we'll also talk with John Papuchis, defensive ends coach and special teams coordinator on Mike Norvell's staff. The bye week overall, a lot of things you can get done. What's the fine line on self-scout, reflection, and then, of course, obviously preparing and getting ready for the upcoming opponent.
It's big on assessment. And, one of the things I challenged our staff and our players is to be able to see exactly the things that we've done, where we are. There are a lot of positives. You're sitting there, 4-0. There have been a lot of positive things that happen, but also being very critical. What are the areas that each individual, each side of ball, as coaches, the things we're asking our guys to do, and then really getting a sense of what are we doing best and where do we need to improve. And I thought that was I thought our staff did a great job. I thought our players did a great job, and then we just focused on the fundamentals, continuing to work on our execution. We do have a better sense, because I know we talked about it in the press conference today. We do have newcomers, and we have guys that, whether it's freshmen, whether it's transfers that have come in, that are getting an opportunity to impact this team. And now that we have 4 games under our belt, we got to we do have a sense of that identity, and just hoping to continue to build those guys as we're moving through this year. But I thought our guys did a really nice job of handling that, and then it was good for them to be able to get a few days off and to take a deep breath, because we got a stretch coming ahead, and it's exciting to get back into it.
Yeah, Coach, as you've reflected yourself on the first month of this season, one of the things that I found really impressive is even with new faces and first-year guys you relied on mixed in with your returners, it feels like this team has played a ton of football together with what they've overcome already in the first month of this regular season. Speak to that a little bit on the leadership from within and also the culture that you've instilled.
Yeah, I mean, you see a team that, and we focus on this in recruiting. We want like-minded individuals. We want guys that they know what they're saying yes to, and it's a challenge for the guys that have been here for the last 4 years. I know I mentioned after that Clemson game, that was a win that was 4 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
That's a team that's been the standard in the ACC for these last few years, and we've continued to get closer and closer, and then to be able to take that step, especially having to do it going on the road. And I think there's only been a handful of losses that they've had there in over a decade. So I mean, it built all of those things, and the guys that have been through that process to the guys that have joined in, it takes that like-minded approach where guys that they truly care to work. I mean, they enjoy the process of being strained, of being developed, of being pushed, but then also they enjoy the relationships and who they get to do it with, and that's what that was a character win, and we faced it. We've already seen that multiple times throughout this this first month of the season, is that you see the heart and the character of this team, and that's what I'm probably most proud of. But there's a great sense of urgency for improvement, and that's something that we all buy into, and we all believe that it's a necessity as we're continuing to take those steps to where we want to go.
You mentioned the amount of success that Clemson's had at home, 61-2 there since 2014. The 2 losses by 1 point each in those contests, and Mike Norvell's squad goes in and gets that win, ending the 25-game home winning streak in ACC play for Clemson at Memorial Stadium, Frank Howard Field. Time now for our truest hero of the game, going back to our Clemson contest. You're not going to want me as a play caller because there's no surprises here, Coach. We're going to go, of course, Kalen DeLoach, right, ladies and gentlemen, for his accomplishments, named ACC Linebacker of the Week after a strip sack, forced fumble, scoop and score at Clemson that you could argue is one of the most influential plays for any team in any game in college football in this young season, and leads your squad with 4.5 TFLs and 3 sacks this season. Yeah,
no, it was a huge play, and Kalen played at a very high level, and that was a play that was needed. And you go through it, you look at you look at the stat line, and we didn't win the stat contest in the game. They outgained us. Obviously there were some things that we had to do, and we got to get better. But we did. We did not turn the ball over, and we got a critical takeaway in that moment. We made the key plays. The touchdown before the first half, coming out and scoring on the first drive of the second half, and then making the plays that were necessary to go win it. Year prior, we played them the last time here. We won all the statistical except for the turnovers, and as those 4 minutes on each side of the half, that was detrimental for us. And so it was good to see the growth in our team. It was good to see guys rising up in the moment when they had to make a play. They made the play, and really proud of Kalen for just the leader that he's been. And I thought he had a great week of practice, and that showed up. And he came into the bye week. I mean, I love what I'm seeing from him here as we're getting ready to go into this week of prep.
Yeah, he's been tremendous, there's no doubt. Truist, a proud partner of Seminole Athletics and the official retail bank of the Noles. Care, it's a total bank changer. See how at Truist.com. Just getting started live from Cooshes in College Town. We're having some fun. The Noles are 4-0, 2-0, coming off the bye, and get ready for Virginia Tech this upcoming weekend, a 3:30 Eastern kick inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. Hey, come enjoy good food, good folks, and good times at Cooshes Bayou Rouge. Cooshes offers authentic South Louisiana cuisine and some of the best burgers and wings in town. Coming out to Cooshes in College Town, the home of Inside Seminole football. More to come as we'll talk with Coach in all three phases, offensively, defensively, special teams, what he loves, and about the matchup coming up with Virginia Tech. That's on the way as we're having a blast here on a Monday night as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network. Cooshes in College Town with the head coach Mike Norvell inside Seminole football as his Florida State football team ready to get back and rolling. Out of the bye week and Virginia Tech coming to town. Nice to be back at home. 3 straight home games at Bobby Bowden Field inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. Going to be a blast to see a packed Doak. Sold out this weekend. It sounds like all 3 of them, Coach, are going to be sold out. 2 are so far. Still some tickets available for Syracuse, but I know it gives us all goosebumps, but it means a lot to you when you walk out there and you just take a look around at our fans getting ready to rock and roll.
No, it's definitely special. It's one of the most iconic places that you can play the game, and obviously just so special to be in front of our fan base. And they've already had such an impact on this season. You mentioned the trip to Orlando was remarkable. Obviously we got the one home game here, but even when we go on the road, I thought it was pretty cool after the game in Clemson. They open up their field, and there's a lot of garnet and gold on that field out there after the game, and so that was a pretty special experience, and I really enjoyed that. But it's going to be great to be back at home. Sold out crowd. It's family weekend. It's going to be just a really special atmosphere. Another ABC kickoff. For the country to see, and just excited for this team to get out there and to continue to showcase who we are and what we're all about.
I know you're so focused and so locked in. Have you ever let yourself kind of take a breather for a moment and just take it all in?
Well, I do every single game.
Yeah.
I tell our players, man, you never take one for granted. You never know. This journey is just it's remarkable, and to think, as I went out there Monday, and every Monday morning I take laps around the stadium, and it just. I look up that sign where it says Bobby Bowden Field at Doak Campbell Stadium, and I mean it's you'll really just kind of pinch myself, because understanding the responsibility I have, and every time we step on that field, we want to put forth our best effort, to be able to know who we represent, what we represent, and to just go make sure that we're doing the things necessary to continue to get better. And I don't ever take that for granted, and it's one of the things about playing the game of football is there's so few opportunities. And so I try to instill that in our players. And you step on that field, go give everything that you have. And, we step into that stadium, that's where we're going to play our best ball. And, our guys, they embrace that, and it's time to go do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty special stuff there, to say the least. Hey, time now for What's on Tap, brought to you by the official craft beer of the Florida State Seminoles, Oyster City Brewing Company. Check out the tap room on Gain Street, and Legacy Lager now available for your tailgates here at home. A lot of things happening around our great programs at Florida State. Men's golf's at the Ben Hogan Collegiate Invitational in Fort Worth, Texas. How about Chris Poole and Florida State volleyball? Big wins over the weekend. They are now 4-0 to start ACC play for the first time since 2016. Wins over Duke and North Carolina. They've got Miami Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And soccer, number 2 in the country right now. They beat up Miami pretty good Friday night. They're back on the road in ACC play at Louisville this upcoming Thursday, a 7 p.m. start time. For you guys, time off, as you mentioned, back into the routine, I would imagine, of how you like it getting ready for a game on Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely, and we practiced Sunday night, and it was very spirited. Guys were flying around. Today's our off day, and then we jump back in it tomorrow. Man, there is a absolute sense of urgency, and that's something that you like to see in your team. Obviously we're sitting right where we need to be as we come into this fifth game. We're playing a team that Virginia Tech just played their best game, and we had a dominant win, dominant performance over Pitt on Saturday night, and majority of our guys got a chance to watch it. I know I watched it as it was going on, and you definitely know that we gotta come to work this week. We have to prepare at a high level, and excited about the matchup.
Yep. Assess your offense right now. What you like, what you're looking to get better at right away. What comes to mind?
I think we've seen the explosiveness. We've seen flashes of just how good we can be, and we've been dominant in some in a lot of different times this year. But then there's been some inconsistencies that have shown up, some missed opportunities. We talked a lot about just making sure that third, fourth downs, we've done a good job, but we want to be better. I think we've done a wonderful job in the red zone. We've showcased some of the explosive players that we've had, and coming off a game where we didn't run the ball the way we wanted to, that's something that we've got to be more consistent in. And it's about going out there and being able to execute. And for us, right now we're sitting at, we actually had the lowest number of snaps in the ACC. We've only had 250 snaps offensively. That goes to a few things. Opposing teams are trying to hold the ball, keep it away from us. But and then we've had some explosive plays too that have definitely cut into it. But for us, it's about maximizing each opportunity. And I know that these guys are excited about continuing to get better. We're getting some guys healthy, getting a few guys back that I think will definitely help as well. So excited about this offense and what we've shown, but also where I believe we can go.
Yeah, absolutely. Explosive plays. We've seen a lot of that out of the newcomer, Keon Coleman, haven't we, ladies and gentlemen? 6 touchdown grabs this season. Leads the ACC, ranks 7th in all of college football. How has he, obviously his play on the field speaks for itself, but how has he ingrained himself into all things with what you guys do day by day in your program with his approach?
Well, he comes to work, and he really is a tremendous teammate. I love watching him interact with the guys, and just how he is really just dove right in. And we talk about that like-minded approach. He is all about work. He's about improvement. He wants to be coached. He wants to be pushed, and he's there for his teammates. And he's been very productive. Obviously, the 6 touchdowns are special. But you look at that, and I know Johnny's over 300 yards receiving. To have that 1-2 punch of what those guys have been able to do, and that's not even you're talking about the tight ends and the running backs and all the other guys that have showed up and played big. And I'm excited about our receiving core that are other guys that are in that room and just what they can do, and to continue to showcase that as the season progresses.
Yeah. Hey, visit Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps and register for the chance to win a VIP experience to the Miami game. Winner gets hotel accommodations, 4 tickets to the game, 4 hospitality passes, and Knowles gear. Register today at Seminoles.com/FFBI sweeps. More to come as this Florida State football team happy to be back at home. We'll talk about this defensive group, how they've continued to, as Adam Fuller talks about, when they're up against the wall, they fight back and they make some big-time plays. We'll talk with Coach Norvell about that when we return live from Cousha's in College Town as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network. Back live from Cousha's in College Town, having a great time on Monday night. Great to be back after a bye weekend, and great to have everybody out here with us talking all things Florida State football with the head coach, Mike Norvell. Before we get to our Chick-fil-A stat nugget, I want to talk about, always love talking about your quarterback, Jordan Travis, obviously. And you and I in the postgame discussed how maybe it was somewhat poetic that on the game-winning touchdown pass to Keon Coleman, Jordan sets the total touchdowns responsible for record in Florida State football history, passing the great Chris Weinke with his 82nd career touchdown on that play.
It's incredible, and for it to be a game winner, just how all that played out, it's special. we've had some tremendous offensive players here at Florida State, and just to know that Jordan has set himself as the all-time leader in touchdowns responsible for is just absolutely remarkable. We recognize that as a team, and you're there on the Sunday after that Clemson game, and obviously as Jordan does, he puts it to all the guys that have helped him be able to accomplish that. But that was definitely a special accomplishment, and like I told him, he's not done yet. So he's got some more work to do, and but it definitely something to be recognized.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have a few of those. I think we'll be talking about for sure here in 2023. All right, our Chick-fil-A stat nugget in the win at Clemson. Florida State trailed 10-0 and 17-7 at different points of that contest, came back to win, obviously. It marked the 12th time in Mike Norvell's career his teams have overcome a double-digit deficit, and prior to that game, Clemson, when leading by 10 or more points at home, was 83-1 under Dabo Swinney. Make it 83-2, ladies and gentlemen. Goes back to your like-minded approach and overcoming adversity in a tough situation. Hostile crowd, and your guys get it all done and do it the way that you guys have coached them up to do it.
Well, the 12 times would definitely explain the gray hairs. All right, that's well, I really would like to stay away from those and just be able to jump out there a little bit earlier.
I hear
But you know, I mean, it's about your response, and we talk about that every day within our program. And you know, we'd all love for things to go as easy and as smooth as possible, but that's not always real. That's not life. And so, you know, to be able to go and respond in those situations, and like I said at the beginning, it was probably the best sideline that we've had since I've been here. You know, with all the adversity, I mean, that, you know, we knew that we were going to get their best game. Just like as each and every week this season, we're going to get the best game of our opponents that we're playing. But to see our guys when we were down, when it was challenging, you know, to see the confidence they had, to see the peace that they had, and just knowing that, hey, let's go play the game the way we're capable of. We've got to respond. You've got to have each other's back. You know, I mean, I always call the guys up, you know, at halftime. I call them up, you know, going into the fourth quarter, and I called them up going into overtime. And, you know, I tell them, you guys, I asked you for 60 minutes, but we need a few more. And, you know, to see just a look in their eye, I was so very confident about what was going to happen, and, you know, really just proud of our team for making it, making it the reality. And, you know, now we get a chance to learn from those experiences, the good and the bad, and go get better.
Big part, as you talk about response, has been your defense. And I know they would love to go 3 and out, and you know, turnovers and scores and all that.
So would I.
Yeah, I know. Oh, absolutely. But their response when up against the wall has been just so impressive. How do you even put a quantifier on their heart and their fight when they are backed up and have to get it done?
I mean, it's part of identity, and you know, there's a lot of things that we're going to continue to clean up and continue to improve upon to put that 60-minute game together, because you know, I think this defense has a lot of great players. You know, I love the leadership, love the belief and the ability that we have. You know, we want to go put together that 60-minute game, but you know, even when we found ourselves in challenging situations, how they've responded, how they've been able to fight back. I mean, that's something that has been really impressive. And you know, any team that has won at a high level, any team that has been able to compete at that at that elite standard, you've got to have that. Because you're going to find yourself in challenging moments, and you know, to see the heart, to see the toughness and the character of this team. I mean, I think our defense has definitely embodied that, and I'm excited to see them continue to grow.
Yep, this Florida State defense has faced 30 plays inside their 10-yard line this season and allowed just 8 total touchdowns on the year. The red zone defense, as we have seen, has been absolutely tremendous. So they have been fantastic when called upon, when they've needed it most here this year. Hey fans, Alumni Hall is your ultimate fan shopping experience. Head to Alumni Hall in Miracle Plaza or visit alumnihall.com for the best shopping, but also for the ultimate Seminole sweepstakes. Enter for a chance to win 4 tickets to the FSU Duke game, hospitality passes, and a $200 gift card from Alumni Hall. That's Alumni Hall, where FSU fans shop. We'll take a time out. We'll come back. One more segment with the head coach, Mike Norvell. Get his thoughts on the matchup Saturday with Virginia Tech coming to town. That's on the way, live from Cousha's in College Town, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Back here live at Cousha's in College Town. Florida State getting ready for Virginia Tech. 3:30 p.m. Eastern kick. And our radio coverage on the audio side begins at 1 p.m. Eastern, live from Langford Green. Come on out and say hi to us as you get ready and get fired up to get inside the Doak Campbell Stadium to watch this Florida State football team. How about our keys to success, brought to you by Scott & Wallace, the official law firm of Florida State Athletics. Scott & Wallace with offices in Tallahassee. Virginia Tech, as you mentioned, they're coming off a pretty impressive performance, maybe the best in Brent Pry's 2 years with what they did on Saturday night in their win over Pitt. Take me through your thoughts on Vatech coming in and what they've got done so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough physical matchup. And, for us, obviously one of the keys is we got to win the turnover margin. I mean, that's going to be a critical factor in it. When it comes to our execution, obviously being able to try to establish the run game is going to be something that's big for us. And then we got to stop the run. This is, a quarterback that is, I think he's run for, 60 times over the last few games. Yeah. And, when you see the production and the toughness, which he does, he's got a big arm. He can throw it all over the field. But, for them, that's what they were able to do there, there on Saturday night is, they physically took it to Pitt. And, we know that we got a big time matchup coming up. And, we got to go and we have to be the aggressor. But excited about this game, excited about it being at home, and obviously the opportunity for us to take those steps that we've talked about here tonight, and just continue to get better. And you're definitely looking forward to it. Yeah,
and the quarterback you mentioned, Kyron Drones, bigger guy, right? 6'2", 235, 240. So he's gonna, when he's running, he's bringing something a little behind him as well.
No, I mean he presents plenty of challenges, and when you get there, you better bring everything you have, because I mean he's big, he's strong, he's not a quarterback that's looking to try to make a move on you. He's trying to run you over. And so, he had a great game and was definitely impressive. But, our guys are excited for the challenge that we have. And, I know that we've taken, a lot of steps, and, really seen our team continue to grow. And, now that's what, as you get into conference play, every week you got to bring your A game. And, we're 2 down, and we've got, these next 3 that are at home, but the most important one is the one that's here in front of us, and that's going to be a Virginia Tech team that is going to be playing with a lot of confidence, especially with the way they played the other night.
Yeah, you mentioned physicality. They had struggled stopping the run, and then Saturday night, man, the script flipped against Pitt. I believe it was 38 yards on 24 carries against Pitt, rushing the football. I mean, that's a Pitt team that loves to be physical too, and they beat them at their own game.
Absolutely, and that's what they played. They played a complete game, and it was offense, defense, special teams, and it was toughness, it was physicality. And so we've got to make sure that in all things that we can control, we've got to go and we have to attack. And I know our guys are excited for the opportunity and the challenge that they present. And now it's just about another great week of work and in preparation, and looking forward to seeing everybody out there on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, we've got Ryan Fitzgerald coming up next, and you brought this up during the break, and so I'll let you throw it out there that what Fitzy accomplished 2 years to the day, October 2nd, 2021.
No, I mean that was the game-winning kick against Syracuse there. I think it was 2 years ago, and it's that was really one of the sparks. We were coming off. I think we're had an 0-4 start. Obviously that was a big kick and a big win for us. And from that point, I think we're 19-6 since then.
Yes.
And Ryan has just been remarkable this year. And you see the journey that guys have been on, and just the improvement that he's had, the consistency of what he's done. This year has been remarkable. And he had a big kick the other day. What was a 48-yarder, yes, I believe, coming out of the half. And he does it in practice. He's been, just a great leader, for those guys in that special teams unit. And then to see him, just continue to rise up when he gets his opportunities. I'm just so very proud of him, and excited about what he means to this team.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. We can't wait to watch your football team again Saturday afternoon. Thanks so much for the time, and best of luck this week.
Absolutely. Appreciate everybody coming out today, and definitely look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Be there at the Legacy Walk. I know our guys are excited to be back at home. All right, you guys have a great night, and go Noles.
There you go. The head coach, Mike Norvell, ladies and gentlemen, joining us live here at Couches in College Town. We appreciate his time very much. Hey, get free local news and weather 24/7. Just search WTXL on your favorite streaming device and to watch local news and weather on your time. Ryan Fitzgerald's up next. Can't wait to talk to Florida State's place kicker when we come back, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network.
You're listening to Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell, your place for all things Noles. Now back to Couches in College Town. Here again, Jeff Culhane.
And we are back. What a start for Mike Norvell's Florida State Seminoles at 4-0, 2-0 in the ACC, number 5 in all of college football. and ready to be back home, that's for sure, in front of a packed Doak Campbell Stadium with the crazy Seminole fans getting after it, making noise, donning the garnet and gold. Our favorite segment, we could be joined by the great student athletes here at Florida State. It's brought to you by The Battle's End. You directly support FSU student athletes by joining The Battle's End. To get involved today at thebattlesend.com. Can we give it up for Ryan Fitzgerald, ladies and gentlemen, huh? What a start to the year. Impressive stuff. It's great to see you. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for coming out. 2 years to the day of your game winner against Syracuse inside Doak Campbell Stadium. There's been a lot going on since that point in time. How would you describe that day and everything that you've accomplished at FSU since that point?
Yeah, it has. It was a really good day, really fun day. Just continue to grow through the highs and the lows and get better each and every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about your start to the year. You've been locked in. You've been doing some great things, and obviously you've got a specialist group that's pretty tight, and you guys work hard at practice. How would you describe everything to start this season from your perspective and your focus with what you've been able to get done so far?
Yeah, just taking it one kick at a time. I have a really good long snapper, James Rosenberry, and really good holder, Alex. It's our group gels together really well. It's fun to go out every day and try to get better.
People don't think about that process, Ryan, and how important that is for you, and you guys have been doing it now for a few years together. It seems like it's a simple thing, but if it's not perfect and locked in, it throws you off, right, to a certain degree?
Yeah.
How's it all kind of come together for you?
Having that trust with one another. We have our operation time. It's 1.3 seconds from snap to kick. So we have to trust each other. James is doing an exceptional job long snapping and short snapping, and Alex is doing a really good job holding. So it makes my job really easy. Yeah,
you've been tremendous here this season, and obviously great finish to last year as well. The mental side of the game and how you have been able to find that love for it, right, and find the motivation to go out and continue to get better every single day. How important is that part of it for your perspective overall?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of how a Saturday goes, whether I make all my kicks or don't, just having that same mindset of trying to get better each and every day and really just loving the game. It's part of the game, the highs and the lows, and those highs feel so much better. Whenever we do our job, so it's been good.
Yeah, bye weekend, you get to head home, right? Your brother is also a kicker, correct?
Yeah,
Talk about that. How special is that to get home and see that?
It's really cool. He's a junior in high school right now up at Colquitt County, where I kicked and where my dad kicked, and where pretty much a lot of my family went to high school and played football there. So it was really special getting home and just seeing him going out there doing his thing. He's off to a really good start this year, and I'm blessed to be able to be a part of his journey.
Yeah, that's very cool. I don't know if you guys know, Ryan is one heck of a golfer as well. One heck of a golfer. Does golfing and kicking, is there a same kind of vibe with the swing, the path, all that stuff, or am I overthinking it like I do on my own golf game? Because I'm not very good when I swing the sticks.
It's a little bit different. There's not as many moving pieces as kicking for sure. But no, it's good. I mean, I grew up always loving to go outside and hunt and fish. So just being able to get out on the course and being outside, I enjoy it a lot whenever I get the time to. And yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's a competition against yourself every hole. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This team right now, Ryan, 4-0, 2-0 in the ACC. Talk to me about the camaraderie and how tight-knit this group is right now with the success you've had.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brotherhood, and we go out every day to push each other to be our best and get better. Regardless of how the season has started, we still go out there every day with a mindset to be our best and to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you what, it's been fun watching you go out there and do your thing. Great job so far, and we had a huge kick at Clemson, 48-yard field goal. That was a big-time kick to tie the game at 17. We appreciate your time, and thanks so much for coming out and joining us here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There you go. That's Ryan Fitzgerald. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Fitzy getting the job done, off to a great start here this season. As Inside Seminole Football brought to you in part by Carver's Cleaners. As a veteran-owned business, Carver's Discount Cleaners provides high-quality dry cleaning services at affordable prices. Visit one of their 3 Tallahassee locations for convenient same-day services. And don't get taken to the cleaners. Choose Carver's, proud dry cleaning partner of Inside Seminole Football. Well, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, Ryan Fitzgerald's position coach will join us. Special teams coordinator and defensive end coach John Papuchis stops by the show, and we return as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. We're cruising along, talking all things Florida State football on a Monday night, live from Cousha's in College Town. Free parking, by the way. That's a reminder. Free parking here at the main College Town garage for those wanting to make your way down to Cousha's. Come spend your Monday nights with us from 7 to 8 p.m., even longer than that here at Cousha's in College Town. Hey, in town for a game this fall, stay at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown, located in an iconic round building across from the Florida State campus. Parking's always complimentary, plus free shuttle service to the airport at Del Campbell Stadium. Make your hotel reservations at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown today. Get a big round of applause. John Papuchis with us, ladies and gentlemen. Defensive ends coach, special teams coordinator. Always a pleasure, Coach, to talk with you on the show. And congratulations on to a great start. Kind of give me your thoughts on this football team right now.
You know, I'm proud of the way the guys are playing right now. You know, there's a relentless pursuit to get better. You know, I don't think anyone's satisfied with where we're at, but I think, you know, there's a lot to be proud of that we've accomplished through that first month, and we've put ourselves where we want to be heading into October.
Yeah, your group, defensive ends, I tell you, talented, deep with what you guys have acquired and assembled from a personnel standpoint, and just the culture. Talking with Coach Norvell, the culture centerpiece of this entire football team right now, as Fitzy talked about, just a brotherhood. How would you describe the leadership on this football team from within that locker room right now?
Well, you know, as we've been here now going into our fourth year together as a program, just seeing the players have the ownership in terms of what the standard is, what the work ethic needs to look like, what practice needs to be. It's night and day. And, you know, I think it really goes to the guys who have been in the program for now a couple of years and have really taken ownership and a leadership role, and I'm proud of them and what they've done, and we just need to continue to do it.
You mentioned this today in the weekly Monday morning press conference. You said Jared Verse played his best all-around game at Florida State against Clemson. He's such a tremendous talent. What are the things that he's continuing to improve upon that you watch on film with him game by game, every time out there, day by day?
Well, you know, a lot of times you get measured by your statistical performance. And obviously he wants the sacks and he wants all those flash plays. And those things are going to come because he's that good of a player. Yeah. But what he's doing now is he's an every down guy. And he's playing really consistent in the run game. He's playing within the defense. He's fundamentally improved dramatically from the first year he was with us to now. And all of that's going to help him as he prepares for what's waiting for him in his future.
Yep. I know as well, you guys challenged Patrick Payton following the Boston College game in a big way. And it obviously he responded because he was as active as you've seen him. Those long arms made life difficult on Kate Klubnik and company. Got his hand on the last pass, deflected it on the last play of the game.
I thought Pat played really well, and I thought he really, really played well, you know, in some critical moments in that fourth quarter. He had a couple batted balls, which were obviously big plays, but also the one-on-one tackle that he had on a third down play. I mean, those were critical sequences in the game, and Pat just continues to be a guy that shows up and makes plays in big situations. He had a knack for doing that a year ago. He's continued with that, you know, through this year, and you know, I'm just excited for what his future is going to hold and what his potential and ability really is.
Yeah, just scratching the surface with John Papuchis here, defensive ends coach, special teams coordinator. We'll talk about his specialists and also the challenge with Virginia Tech coming up Saturday afternoon inside Del Campbell Stadium here in a moment. As Florida State Athletics would like to thank Grassroots Coffee for their support of the Noles. Order from Grassroots Coffee for your home or business today at grassrootscoffee.com or find it at a store, restaurant, or coffee shop near you. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. Stay with us. More to come, talking more Florida State football as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. And we're having having some fun here with our great friends here wearing the Garnet and Gold, live from Cooshes in College Town. Having a blast on Monday night inside Seminole football. And great to have John Papuchis with us here on our main table. Hey, did you know that reading one text while driving takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. Put your phone down and set aside all distractions. Don't drive distracted. Arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. They got a specialist group. You got a veteran group right now. We're talking with Fitzy about just the operation, something that we don't think about a lot, but that's a big item that can, coaches can lose hair over with the snap, the spot, the timing, the kick. But you've got 3 guys that are great at it and have done it for a while together.
No, it's that part is often overlooked, but it's been a huge blessing. And just to have some consistency and continuity at those positions, it's something that I don't have to worry about from game to game or week to week in terms of that operation. Having James Rosenberry, who's now been with me going on 4 years, has just done a tremendous job. Alex Mastromano, who's really grown into a really good holder, along with being a very good punter. Yeah. And then, Fitzy having the start to his season the way that I'm just proud of him because I know he wanted to get off to a good start and get things rolling. He understands that obviously he's got to continue it as we roll, but he's done a great job to this point.
What do you appreciate about how he's done it, his approach to it here early in the year?
Well, I think really just the way he's handled everything from the beginning of his career with us to now in terms of just being a pro in everything he does. He goes out, works. He's consistent in terms of not only his physical approach to the game, but his mental approach. And I think that consistency and that level-headedness that he shows is what's allowed him to have some success.
Yeah, absolutely. Virginia Tech coming up, folks, Saturday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. Eastern kick inside of Doak Campbell Stadium on Bobby Bowden Field. You turn on the film, and they're coming off a great performance Saturday night in a win over Pitt. What do you see from the Hokies?
I see a team that it's going to be a physical battle. It's going to be a fist fight. I think they're a team that is on the rise in terms of what they're trying to do with Coach Pry there. They run the ball. They're gonna run it with their quarterback. They're gonna be physical in nature. That's how they play their special teams as well. So we got to be ready for a fist fight and be ready to get after it.
Yeah, the quarterback, Kyron Jones, we were talking about with Coach Norvell earlier, didn't start the season as a starting QB. Their original starter, Grant Wells, goes down game number 2, but he's taking this thing, and why you can see him getting more and more confident play by play, the way he does it.
No, he's done a really good job, and you can see the offense is kind of now evolving a little bit around his strengths. He's going to be a running quarterback who also has the ability to throw it, and we're going to have to be prepared to play all elements of the quarterback run game, along with being able to defend him when he puts the ball in the air.
Challenges your guys is just the fundamentals of what you do and the discipline, I would imagine, out along the edge quite a bit with trying to keep them corralled.
Yeah, the design quarterback run game is always comes down to discipline and doing your job. Yeah. And, that's going to be the major point of emphasis for us this week. Everybody's got to do their job, get off blocks, and go make plays. And we got to get a lot of hats on the quarterback if he's going to run the ball.
Yeah, Coach, appreciate your time. Can't thank you enough for coming on out, and we'll see you on Saturday. Best of luck this week.
Thank you, brother.
There you go. Let's jump. Papuchis, big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Special teams coordinator and defensive ends coach here at Florida State University. Hey, call it all Hungry Knowles fans. Every Friday this fall is Football Fridays at Tijuana Flats. Get a free taco and chips with the purchase of a medium drink every Friday by wearing your Knowles gear at participating Tijuana Flats locations across the state of Florida. Visit TijuanaFlats.com for locations and details. That's going to do it for us. Thanks so much, everybody coming out, hanging out with us. No more stops. We're back every single Monday night now through the rest of the football season. And looking forward to a packed house at Doak Campbell Stadium on Saturday to watch the 5th-ranked Florida State Seminoles. My name's Jeff Culhane. Big thanks to John Papuchis, Ryan Fitzgerald, and Mike Norvell, Chris Culp, Brady Marsh, the entire team here at ABC 27. Thanks for being a part of it. Good night, and go Knowles. Have a great night, everybody.